God damn, dude. Should message me earlier.
Why? Was this too sudden?
Yeah. Lucky some leeway. But anyways, oh geez. I didn't
Who
okay,
who else would have joined you anyway?
it would
If
have
you're gonna
been
invite.
Fez 21, but he wanted to do Furia instead. So, unfortunately, um I got no time to prepare your image, so you're
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
gonna be double donkeys today. Haha. Anyways,
Tough talk.
today's matchup with tonight's matchup at this time with MWO Leagues, we have White Knight Legion versus Dropship 4. And tonight's special guest co-casting with me is... Say your name.
Hello everyone. Honor with you.
And he is a fellow MJ12 participant team teammate here. He really wanted to help me cast the WKL White Knight Legion matchup with Dropship 4 because, well, we know these two teams fairly well, and we have played with them quite often. And of course, there's no real bias. In fact, I'm more biased towards, or more or less criticizing, I'd say, White Knight Legion because, well, you criticize your friends more than people that you don't know. And can you invite Yin Yang or you have him
Yep,
on
hold on.
your list there?
That's Yin Yang Spinny thing, right?
Yeah, Yin Yang Spinny Thing. Speaking of which, we have the mechs and pilots to watch out for on White Knight Legion. We have Cheekies with the 5.7 match score per ton. Mr. Soma with the 79 assists. And Windscape with components destruction at 61 there. Very nasty combo there. While on Dropship 4, we have Arsenius with both the match score per ton at 6.9, assists at 86. Wow. And I can't exactly see that last one. Dang white. Say Sayu? Sayu.
Psycho, man.
No, it's not Saiso.
Oh.
It's Dropship 4, dude. Saiso's on White Knight Legion. I was just
Righto.
reading Dropship. Sayo. Yep, Sayo. Um, with 51 construction. Indeed. So, did I not send you the link? Discord, Honor?
Give me a sec. Alright, got it.
Um,
This is weird. I've sent Yin Yang Spinny thing 2 invites already. He still hasn't replied to it.
oh, okay. Um, is he in a lobby right now? He might be. No, he's not. I.
Okay, so what do you think we're gonna expect from WKL and Dropship 4 when it comes to Canyon Network?
Um, let's see here. I'm thinking that there's a pretty good spread of skill here. We have Yondu that prefers the long range battle, and we have Scout Derek, which is also very versatile in that situation. So I think it's going to be quite a show here, either ways. But as I recollect, WKL actually in the I think it was more or M B no Battle for Midway, that is FM, that initially WKL was almost slated to go to tier A leagues, sorry, or
Huh, what you mean for Moray when they went from they pretty much you could say dominated this B. I'll believe that, but
yeah,
the issue WKL had an issue where they really had a lot of A listers on their team,
yeah,
but at the end of it, I believe uh, they don't have the same roster in ISC as they did back then,
and
and even then, WKL is a force to be reckoned with, and as long as they play to their comforts, as long as they play together, I think perfectly fine. Now, I think me, I'm partial to WKL because I actually talk to them a lot and play with them a lot. But Dropship 4, I'm hoping for them to not say uh, completely dominate, but it'll be funny if they upset it. WKL.
um okay, we might try a triple cast here. Fez actually said shoot him an invite, but
That's
I'm gonna um invite both of you to a private combo, and we'll see how this works. Haha. Uh, wrong.
Hey,
Hey, we're gonna try for share screen. Oh,
yeah, I'll be actually playing in that Furia match. That's what I meant.
oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, no worries. So we'll do the triple thing here then. No worries. I'm gonna send Honor Wolf a message to join us. Just a second here to add him as a friend. There you go. And oh yeah, yeah, I totally forgot. Uh, so can you see my screen fine, or is there an issue?
It's not great.
Not great. Yeah, yeah,
About a 480p or so.
yeah. Sorry. It's not the best. I'm trying to see if I can. It's the bandwidth here, but I don't.
Don't worry about it too much, dude. You've got a game to cast. I will hit you up tomorrow for the MJ12 game.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
You mean the not MG12? It's um
JGX.
AGX, but sorry that thing is finally Texan responded to me and he wanted to do that, so I actually want to actually get you in for the whole thing. So damn, we'll do a triple cast. Honor Wolf has created the lobby and all that too. uh. Okay. There we go. There. Okay.
Hello, Fast. Hello, Draven.
Hello.
So, even more unexpected surprises. We have both Fez and Honor Wolf. Whee! All the better.
We're doing the jank. We're doing the janky thing where we share screens.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that out and see how it works. Slightly orthodox, but hey, that's all good. And let's take a quick look at the map here, so that we have a good idea of what's going on. I can do my. There we go. All right. So we have 3 points contested: Data, Epsilon, and Kappa. And yes, these are the main points of contention. Let's see here. Team 2 readying up. Team 1 is ready. Let's just officialize it. Okay. So Team 2 has 5 minutes to ponder what they want to do. It looks like
That's interesting.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, okay. Let's wait for both teams to lock first before we kind of do our pre predictions on what they make on this map.
Yeah, Team 1 does have which is Alpha and Charlie currently, and they're split in half. So we have a bit of an interesting positioning here. But
Probably
go ahead.
they're probably trying not to give anything away. If you stack 4 on one either side, it's pretty obvious which cap you're going for.
Yep,
Just trying to stay flexible.
Indeed.
Yeah, but in the end, I believe that Team One. It's kind of obvious that if you're gonna do Alpha Charlie on Team One, it's I guess Kappa push, and then Charlie is just gonna take Overwatch position. But who knows? Who knows?
Indeed.
I mean, you could.
Lancer's not waiting on 1 to P. All right, all
Oh,
right.
okay.
Well done.
But let's see here. Let's go back to the standby screen. And we have a couple mechs that are interesting on both sides. Looks like White Knight Legion has utilized the Thanatos quite often to accumulate almost 5,000 total damage in the Thanatos 5S. And looks like both teams unlocked. Both ready?
Locked and ready.
Ready? Okay.
Let me officialize it.
Okay. And of course, White Knight Legion has utilized the Javelin to its optimum 10p, that is, for 13.5 damage. And Dropship 4 has used the Flea 17S and the Vulcan 5 Tango with 5.2 thousand with the Vulcan, and the Flea with 16.3 damage per ton. And let's switch to the game. Still loading.
All right. We'll do we can do analysis later. I've set up the initial drops for both teams already on the map. So I guess right after this match.
Right, indeed. Okay, alright, let's take a look at both teams. It's like, oh boy, the Thanatos, indeed. The 5 Sierra, 2 of them, and 2 Assassin 21s, 1 Vulcan Alpha, and 1 Quick Draw for Hotel from the White Knight Legion. And how about Dropship 4? What do you see there?
Well, Dropship 4, they have one Vulcan, two Zeuses, two Assassins, and one Phoenix Hawk. I do believe that, looking at those Zeuses, they would be running. Hold on.
Oh, MRMs? Coming from the Thanatos.
Yeah, they're running MRMs. Interesting.
No, it's from the Quick Draw. Interesting.
No, all right. They have. I believe one of the builds that Kami was running was that MRM quick draw because they wanted something like the 4-4. But in the end, holy shit, it's just a furball right now.
It is a
Both
huge
teams.
ball, and oh no, Scout Derek goes down. What do you see on your side?
Insane,
Fez?
alright. Alright, most of the Zeuses, right, they'll be just MRM40s, take off the arms, and they're neutered. I can't do anything about it. I believe it's really just up to pilot skill. And you just see Dropship 4
Oh, his
just
pilot error made an error.
they're just splitting up.
Yeah.
You see the lights and quick draw on WKL side just taking on a few guys at one time, and for Dropship 4, all WKL has to do is take off the stank arm on the Zeus and it's all over. You lose out MRM40 and what you're left with 6 medium lasers. That's
Oh
nothing.
my goodness. And
And you can
Arsenius just
we
went
can just
down.
finally see.
Sorry, Fez, go
see-
ahead.
I mean, the hard counter for the Spire, they just took too much damage coming in. They committed a lot on those jump jets and a lot of tonnage, and it's not worked out.
Indeed. It looked like oh, the Zeus went down. My goodness.
You can see how WKL has mostly all jump jet maxed, and that's really put them in a position where they can do anything and everything. And that's GG for them.
Indeed. And
Real fast, real easy.
looks like Mr. Soma's left at 18% damage, and all there is to do is now to just cap the points. Wow.
That's crazy. I at least would think that they would bring heavy cuts on Canyon Network, considering that the sidelines are slightly longer compared to something like whatever they always like to play, like Mining Collective or Solaris City.
Mm-hmm.
But it works for them, and yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
the LBX 20 times 2, I believe that was Thanatos's. Quite cool. And if you're in close range, it doesn't matter too much. You just aim torso or even leg, and you get the single out things quite easily. And whoa, looks like the damage has been broadcast here. I'm gonna quick and
But on both teams, that was the first group drop.
and
That was pretty good actually. Yondu doing 503, Saiso doing 491. All these assassins really taking the time and just getting the damage out of it. Somoro doing 419, and Scout Derek just tanking for the team seemingly. He went down quite early. Dropship 4, I do believe at the start they split up a little bit too much. They had the idea of taking Theta, and then they got caught out in that sense. When they got Theta, or they sliver capped Theta, and then just got rushed on. The Zeuses got rushed on, and they had problems just putting numbers on their side. Because all that brawls are that culminates into is just drop decks and player skill. And sometimes in those situations you want tactics and strats that would give you superior numbers or superior tactics.
so what do you think about that, Fez? On your side there.
I mean, it plays to both teams with exactly what they wanted to do. White Knight really tried to set up a firing line along that ridge and was able to get there first based on their spawns. D4 went into Brawl and got punished pretty hard for it.
I agree, but it's a weird thing. Let's put it down as a note on why Dropship 4 did take Zeus though, because there were two things about Zeus is that one, they're pretty fragile, and two, they're landlocked. And when it comes to Canyon Network or the site where they drop on Team 2 Charlie, it's pretty much there are 3 layers to the terrace, and dropping from one layer to the other, or getting stuck in the bottom layer, or even the second layer when the other team has the top layer, you are at a you could say altitude disadvantage, where everyone can shoot down at you, but you are pretty much stuck on a 2D plane that's lower than them.
All right.
All right, time to switch.
Yep. Switch, please. And we'll just get to the strats here. Starting off at oh no, I lost my where did I? Oh, there it is. Go. So, yep. And it looks like that whole brawl actually trans everybody from Alpha to Charlie, and then you have that big old fight there in Delta 5, and let's put in the explosion. Bang, bang, bang.
See, even then, you could see that Charlie Lens just for Team One, Charlie Lens just held the line here, while their lighter mechs just went from here all the way back to the lines right there. And even then, when Team Two's Alpha Bravo Lancers, they tried to gang the Thanatos and Quick Draws, but that's to no avail. It's just waiting for WKL's lighter mech to just hit him in the back as well.
Gonna make a tiny bit smaller. There we go. And yeah, that was.
So Maru mentions that one of their pilots has a bugged invite, so it's going to take a few more minutes, I guess.
Worries. So it is 1 for WKL. 6 kills. And 1 kill for Dropship for. Yeah, I expect a little bit more from Dropship 4 on this drop. Although, to be fair, Dropship 4 did have some hiccups the last couple seasons, both in more and Battle for Midway. There was a bit of, again, leadership changes and readjustment to rosters, but they have come fairly strong this time around, I'd say. What do you think, Fez and Honor Wolf?
I mean,
Fez?
Dropship 4 has been really impressive through this tournament. They've beaten a lot of teams that a lot of people wouldn't have given them credit for based on their seedings. I think White Knights played very, very solidly. A couple of hiccups just based on who they've had and who they haven't week to week. A lot of variance in the player skill, I think.
I agree. I think we don't give enough credit to how Dropship 4 is centered around. They're more of a, you could say, it's just a group of friends playing, and then some of them just want to get in the comp. So that's really kudos to them. They're really trying very hard. WKL right now in this season is just a smorgasbord of people from everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just okay. Since both teams are locked
All
already,
right. Let's get to it.
let me just wait for the reply for ready,
Okay.
and then. All right, Samara says yes. Let us go.
All right. Let's switch the screens to the battle. And very similar layout here.
Let's hope Dropship 4 can keep their mediums alive a little bit longer this time.
Yes, it's
assassins and Vulcans dying in droves.
That was a bit of a miscalculation, I think, on Dropship 4 on that particular drop.
I mean, as we've seen from a lot of different teams, when they want to do push decks or something like MRMs, you'd see your lighter mechs go in first as a screening force. But we saw that mistake where the Zeus's got caught out first, and they were already getting shot up. LB40s were already taking out the MRM40s. That's just most of your tonnage and armament's gone. It's just not going to work out for you.
Alright, and
But
let's
it's
get into
fine.
the game. Let's see here. We have 2 Assassin 21s from WKL. 2 Danatoses again. The 5 Sierras. Oh, Kamikaze piloting that trebuchet. 7M, the Mary, and Yondu in the
And the Clag has
Vulcan
started.
5 Tango. And there's the Glad.
Disappointed. Absolutely disappointed.
And how about Dropship 4? What do you see there for mix?
Okay, so we see from Dropship 4 that they are running trade deck because they have one that's running 2 ERs and 5 meters. You have the other Roughnecks on landlocked to the ground, the lowest level of the terraces.
Oh no.
They are running Pulse
Oh,
Vomit.
okay.
Oh, wait, okay, they also have one Grasshopper.
Interesting. And it looks like the Roughneck is actually trading from the Echo 5 location.
Yep, that's the very normal position. But you see Psycho in his Grasshopper, 3 ER largest and 3 ER mids, and he's on the lowest terrace for God knows what reason. Pilot Aaron the Javelin already down to 58%.
Oh, he is.
And that really kills. Considering you're light, it's imperative that you stay healthy enough to
He
skirmish.
should probably take the point right behind Epsilon, the hills behind that, for that large laser grasshopper. But oh, he's getting hit pretty hard. Javelin is
Definitely, you see, you see this problem right now, and Dropship 4 is trying to rotate away, even though they had quite the good position. Now they're all on low ground and just taking shots over and over again from a White Knight Legion with Kami in the back just throwing volleyballs at every.
Oh no, poor Asinius.
Look at the UAVs up in the air
Yeah.
and just like look at Astenius and
He
his
is
javelin
red.
just eating
Oh,
lerms
and
over.
he is down.
Oh, Astenius goes down.
Yeah. My goodness. Wow.
It's weird. It's really weird because you see, I do believe that Psycho can have a similar positioning to Yin Yang's mini tank, but on the other rock to the side. So now they will have 2 enveloping fire.
Oh, we have
firing.
Scout Derek being a little bit cheeky there on the side, but
Oh, fire taking down Somaru, standard.
my goodness. But oh, all 4 of them are looking at Scout Derek's way. Oh no, this might be problems for him. Oh, and we have alarms going off from Kamikaze onto the Javelin there. Oh, Roughneck really took a pounding.
Oh, Yondu's on the Zimbabwe flank to the side, hitting Yin Yang's mini tank.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it's pretty much.
He's got back shots on all of them from right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, indeed.
And Gitka cashes in on a kill. Ooh.
If you look
Saisu
at
just
what
took
WKL has
the
done,
Roughneck.
it's just that they have, and I mean, it's just under enfilade fire every single time. Every single time D4 tries to rotate away, they shift the battle lines over and over again. I mean, I can call it shifting battle lines, but it's just NASCAR in general.
And it looks like hey, we have a mech advantage for Dropship 4. They might actually come out on this. Oh boy. But damage on damage numbers health wise does not look good for Dropship 4 though. And that doesn't matter though.
I'm
Kamikaze.
considering this an upset.
This is a huge upset. Oh boy. And I think Kami just ran out of ammo.
Kami just
Rip.
I do believe, you know what?
That was.
You know what? In that situation, I would say that's a very well. That's damn good job by D4 because strategy wise and tactics wise, if we're looking from our perspective in the sky, it would seem that WKL always has the advantage based on height and how most of the mechs are peaking
good
them.
positioning,
but
after that first drop,
I do believe maybe you can see the builds. The builds could be the issue because Thantos were kind of in the back, hiding half the time, and then they would just get hit from two sides, and then, death by 1,000 cuts, and WKL is just down.
Well, the Roughnecks were on that low ground, so every time they tried to peek the spire and punish the guys in the back, the Roughnecks were right there getting headshots and taking off side torsos. So I don't think they realized how bad they were trading right there.
Agreed. I mean, definitely, even from my perspective, I couldn't see what how well D4 is trading, but apparently from the damage numbers, you could see that the pulse vomits and your large laser max, they're doing good shit. Good job on Dropship 4 for this round.
Wow, and looks like the damage is quite even on Dropship 4's side. Holy smokes, 400 damage there. Wow. Do you mind reading off the numbers while I work on some of these stats here?
Sorry, is that me?
Either. That's fine. Fez or Wolf.
Sadly.
Fez, you want to try it?
I can't
okay.
read them.
Wolf.
Screen sharing is a little
okay,
too blurry.
It's a bit too blurry.
Nope,
Sorry.
didn't do it either.
It's okay.
Because I was already on the map.
Okay, no worries.
How
I'll
about
work
this?
on it right now, though.
Yeah, you read out from next time. You just read out from the scoreboards and the damage numbers. I'll do the map tactics.
Fed's quality is not very good, so just I'll leave just maybe commentary more for Fez, and we'll focus on some stats here. Get it up and going. There we go. Good up. And yes, indeed, we have Kamikaze Viking with 450 damage. Oh no, wait, that's Yondu. My apologies. Kamikaze Viking actually did 517, and that Trebuchet did some team damage there. 40 there. 400. And Saiso with the Assassin 21, 240 damage, 242, sorry. And Windscape with 395, Mr. Soma with 383, and Scout Derek with 174. While on Dropship 4 side, we have Gitka with the highest damage for his team, with the Roughneck Trio, with those really well placed lasers there. Ying and Spinny Thing with 433. Psycho with 430. X64 with 424. Pilot Error with 141. And Arsenius, he got 5 damage there. And let's take a quick look at the mat strat there. And
yeah, Dropship 4 really made good use of Delta 6. They had all their Roughnecks on the low ground. Basically, anytime White Knight peeked the spire or spine, they got hit with all the Pulse Neck on the Roughnecks. Turned Delta 5, which is what a lot of people consider the strongest piece of the map, into a killing zone.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that they had what I would call a staggered NASCAR. You'd see the grasshopper, the grasshopper and two roughnecks. They would run up towards Epsilon area. So now they have two firing lanes, one from Epsilon side and one from a delayed roughneck that was trading from this area. So they knew that they could even then Yang Spinitang, when he actually rotated here, and that was more high ground for him to shoot towards Delta 5.
Yeah.
And even then, with the Lerm cover from Kami, which did take out Estinius early on, that was an advantage that they probably should have taken from White Knight Legion. That could have been a push, that could have been anything. But I do believe that Soma and Windscape, they were playing a little bit too safe.
But those Thanatoses with those wide torso, it's pretty easy to focus them out too. So it's a tough situation there. But
It's definitely a tough call.
but definitely the Roughnecks were. I think at that point though, the Thanatoses have a poor pitch range. That might have been why the Roughnecks actually went to the bottom of the canyon. So it may not be an actual miscall there. It was probably some thinking there from Dropship 4 to actually take advantage of that situation. I
All right.
Go ahead.
Hold on, Draven. Let's see. Both teams are locked
Oh,
and ready to
great.
go.
Okay.
Oh.
And we are in
Let us go.
Solaris City, folks. Gotta switch. Screen. And we have, well, let's take a quick peek at Solaris City here. We have Epsilon, Theta, and Kappa. These are the, oops. These are the only points to cap. And here we go.
We should be
Alright,
able to
so-
tell.
Oh yeah,
We should be able to tell pretty fast which cap strat they're going to go for based on how many of the mechs have jump jets. Because if you've got a lot, Epsilon is built up pretty high, and Kappa's pretty evened out as far as low ground and good cover from anything with jump jets.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And let's take a look.
Alright, so that's for Team 1, that's 1 in Alpha, 3 in Bravo, and...
Okay. So let's take a.
Oh wait, that's...
I'm taking.
Sorry, that's completely...
No worries. I'm looking at dropships for next here. We have Warhammers, the 6 Delta, Warhammer 7S. It's interesting. And we have one Assassin 21, one Javelin 10N, Archer 2R, and a Vulcan 5 Tango. And how about your side there?
That's a classic White Knight Legion, or actually, you could say even just a classic Solaris City pushjack. Crabs and, well, the classic White Knight Legion Thanatos.
Okay.
2LB20 is still, though. I believe in what they
Okay.
believe in, I would say. But I do like MJ12's Thanatos is better, where we run one snub nose and 2LB20.
Oh, and
You see, yeah.
looks like that was a bit of strike damage on. But he's going back again. Fully capped Data.
Yeah, you already see Astinius taking his data, and right now it's a 2 cap. So, I would want to believe that, you know, there's a classic kill zone in where D4 is right now. They're just setting up because now it's 2 cap.
Yeah.
And even if One Night Legion takes data, you just the right move for Astinius is just to run to Absol. And then now you just keep rotating around. Because whenever One Night Legion just pushes out towards Kappa area, it's just kill zone right there. If they do it right, lick crabs all over.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Wes.
Do we know what's on that Archer?
No, I don't. Let's take a quick look.
Oh, 1 large pulse, 5 met pulse, and 3 rocket.
Okay.
20s.
Interesting.
All right.
How about this?
You see Yang Speedy Tank, same thing. In a Warhammer, 1 large pulse, 5 met pulse, and 3.
Like they brought pulses to this battle. Very interesting. And
definitely interesting. You could say that they're just trying to burst whoever comes out first, right? Considering the Rocket 20s, but then again, Rocket 20s, I hope, we had hoped they aren't memes, but sadly they are meme weapons. And in that case, since they're bringing meme weapons, I'm rooting for D4.
And it looks...
Now you see White Knight Legion kind of stuck in and just...
Yeah.
in a little corner in this little alcove, and I don't approve of it. If you're running crabs,
Oh, and
just push.
Yondu managed.
Yondu Udonta just taking one down. This is the perfect time for them to push, either one side or the other. And I do believe the correct push would just be towards Yondu's area. You may be in the center of the area, but you're pushing down one archer and warhammer.
Actually,
That's a lot easier for your
it
mechs to
looks
just take
like
them down.
there's more activity with the assassins on the other flank. Oh no,
Oh, you
Saiso's in
see,
trouble there.
oh, you see Scout
And
Derek,
oh
Scout Derek and X. Oh, Yondu taking down
my
Cyclone Jack
goodness,
as well.
what is going on here? This is
Dropship
Nice.
4 had the range advantage and they threw it away. They closed into the crabs. The crabs have punished them for it.
Oh
those
my.
MPLs only have 250
wow.
range.
This is turning into
I mean,
what?
they had Kappa. They had Kappa. They could have just shot once, kept rotating, just kept reversing backwards, just keep shooting and let the crabs
Oh
try to
wow.
close the distance. But at the end of it, it's a win for White Knight.
Convincing one at that.
Indeed.
Yeah, five guys still
Don't ever
alive.
close with crabs.
Insane, I would say. You see the damage spread amongst them. They're all pretty healthy. Still, I mean, carrying armor.
It's yeah, it's just a sad sight here for Dropship 4 here. Oh my.
Dropship 4 though, they did have the right idea, I would
They were
say.
winning those trades earlier, and then somehow, I think the first mech that went down was Saigyo, with the Warhammer 6 Delta, and it fell apart then.
Hold on, let me draw the map straight out.
Okay, and I will try to there we go. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. I got too many browsers open. Okay. Oh, there it is.
Alright, give us the damage lowdown. Raven? Oh, fast?
No,
Fast.
Fast is.
Fast can't read them. I'm
Damn it.
on a share
Yeah.
screen with Raven, and the quality is a
Yeah,
little
but
rough.
my Discord is actually on the lower end settings, so I need to reset Discord
I
to
understand.
get that done.
The streaming
But
is also
just give me a second here, and I will bring up the scores in a second here. Here, oh, that's the strats there.
How many large pulse lasers and LPLs did D4 bring to that drop?
I believe it's one. I think the Archer was 2
The
LPLs
Warhammer
and
7S was
4 Magpies?
yeah.
So there was like 5 MPLs and 1 LPL. I feel they were undergun.
That was my thinking too. I don't know why they closed. I mean, you saw they had crabs, you had them cornered, and you went to the crabs instead of making the crabs come to you.
And let's take a look at the damage numbers here. Yin Yang Spinny Thing with 476 from that Warhammer 7S. Pilot Error with the Vulcan 5 Tango with 262. Cyclone Jack with the Assassin 21, 365. X64 with 374 damage with the Archer 2R. And the Warhammer 6 Delta with Psycho. Wait. Sayo. With 370. Arsenius with 60 damage with the Javelin. While on White Knight Legion side, we have Yondu with 181 in that crab. Mr. Soma with 455 damage. Sculpt Derek, 342 in that Thanatos. Windscape, 273. Kamikaze Viking with 30, and Saiso with 219. So, looks like the damage was fairly even distributed in the end, and it looked like maybe the lack of pinpoint damage, possibly coming from the assassin and the javelin 10 November, might be an issue. Wait, the 10 November is which variant is that? I can't recollect this. Is it the SRM or medium pulse one?
I'm not even sure myself. Give me a second, check. In the meantime, you could switch over to the
Indeed.
map. I believe I've drawn it out already.
Thank you very much.
Well, the 10N was the one that you technically should be running SRM4s on because it has the -5% SRM spread and -10%.
Indeed, and yeah, it looks like the SRM mechs might have been the issue, I think, at this point, because the damage numbers looks fairly even.
I would say because okay, right. So when White Knight Legion was in Theta and they pushed out towards Delta 4 with Yondu in his single crab, moving towards the Echo 4 area towards the kill zone that Dropship 4 has already set up, you can see that Cyclone Jack was already on one of the roofs. And I think because of that well, you could say split push, Cyclone Jack was kind of alone on the top, and he couldn't do much. If, uh, and there's a really big if Estinius survived a little bit longer, I do believe that Cyclone Jack and Estinius could have ganked Yondu. That would put them into a one mech advantage. And from that one gank, if Dropship 4 takes advantage of that, that would mean that they could just push out, or even then continue trading and allow the SRM max to just hit them from the back, trade from the back, not even push them from the back.
And what do you think, Fez?
The interesting thing was they got that pick early on, so they had the 6v5 and they still didn't push out. They still waited for Vulcans and the Warhammers trading with them in Delta 4. So it wasn't they took the crabs, but they did not do a crab rush.
Indeed, they
Indeed,
kind of sat
yes,
back
yeah.
quite a bit too
I
with that
agree.
crab rush or supposed rush. But in the end, they did win out on focus points with the pinpoint damage there.
Yeah, Cyclone Jack also fell off that perch. He got real chewed up. They actually sent 2 Warhammers over to cover him as he got out of there, but he had 40% left after that.
All right, both teams are ready. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
That's good.
All right. Let's get into the game.
All right, Draven, when the match starts, can you give me a lowdown on Team 1's
Sure.
location?
You want the location or their actual mechs?
Just give me the locations first. We can take a look at what they're running.
I think he wants the lances, so he can set up.
Looks like they're both connected, and
the truth is that I'm the slowest to connect.
And
give me team one.
Let's see here. Looks like we have 4 mechs on, I believe, Charlie Lance, and 2 mechs on the Alpha side.
It's 2 Charlie, 4
Is that
Bravo.
the Bravo? Sorry.
Got it. Thank you very much.
I don't have them.
And we have 4 Charlie, 2 Alpha on Dropship 4 side.
Indeed. All right. So on Dropship 4 side, we can see that This time they're bringing something
Alright,
chunk.
and let's take a look at the... Oh, looks like we have 5 Bushwhackers from WKL, as well as 1 Uziel 6 Papa. Wonder what's on these Bushwhackers here.
It's a secret strat. Secret
Oh,
strats.
it's
No.
Ultra 10s. Oh boy. And we have...
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
I guess, but you know.
Oh boy.
Clickbait build.
And it looks like we have a cap advantage for Dropship 4 once again.
Watch White Knight Legion on the car park ramp.
What's going on there? Oh
They're
no!
stuck.
What? What are they doing there? Okay. Weird.
Sometimes you just gotta park your Mac, man. That's, you know, gotta do some
Yeah, but I don't even know how they get up there.
a little bit late to set up.
Yeah.
Frankly, a little bit late to set up. And if they wanted to set up a kill zone just on that car park ramp like that, they should have gotten faster Mac for Epsilon and Theta. And but the truth is, well, D4 has already gotten Theta. And you see D4 probably doing the same thing again. They're setting up for
And it
Kappa
looks
push.
like they're slowly filtering in. Or nope, they're just leaving that spot there. They're totally scouted out by that UAV though. It looks like
this Uziel's in a real dangerous position. I don't like him trying to go cap.
Yeah, looks like he's he's just looking at the side there. Although we have Saiso in the
I have something to take note of. If you look at Pi 14K right now, he only has one UX 10.
No,
Does
it says
say
2.
one
It
UX
says
10
2.
on me? No, okay, it glitched out
It's
on
2.
me. Alright, sorry.
And we have
This is a very interesting deck because it implies that they would be trading on Solar City, considering the Somaru going down straight up in a Uziel. Big side torsos and eating. You could probably think, you know, 20 shots into one side torso. That is
big loss
big loss.
for WKL.
Big loss for White Knight.
Oh boy.
They're completely surrounded.
This could be the perfect time for Dropship 4 to actually push in. You have LB20s against a team that's kind of locked towards 2 firing angles. If they turn around the corner and take Pi 14K right now,
I believe they only have that 1 Thanatos though, or 2 Thanatoses, and that
2 Thanatos.
Warhammer is MPL
okay,
still.
Look at it this way. Yin Yang Speedy Tank right now isn't doing much. Just taking that one angle. Just like Pilot Arrow, he should be taking the angle towards where Derek is right now, and just taking shots towards Windscape or Derek. That affords time for the Warhammers or the Thanatos to just push in straight. And you can see just Pilot Arrow and Yin Yang doing just that, just taking Kami down to 40.
Whittled down to nothing. Oh no.
You see Estinius in the back right there?
And he's not dead. Interesting.
Okay, Cyclone, I don't understand. Dropship 4 still not pushing in. They're playing too safe in this position.
I think it's fine for them to whittle them down. They're slowly encroaching, but we'll see. Oh,
here comes the execution.
Here we go. Yeah, White Knight Legion took the middle, and they have been punished hard for it. There's not a lot of cover, and those UX have not traded well.
UX in Solaris is kind of an iffy situation because you can kind of twist them easily compared to medium pulses, and oh no. This is just a one-sided stomp.
Oh, that's a massacre.
But it is a 2-2 game.
So,
oh boy.
Would not have predicted that going in, but props to Dropship 4 for stepping up and being aggressive.
Amazing, really. Yeah.
By the way, Honor Wolf, the one UX that you saw, whenever one of them jams and you click on that mech, you're only going to see the live weapons. So
That makes
they all had to. But LFEs is a. I don't know why you would take UAC 10s instead of 2 LBX 10s, and you get some medium lasers on top of that.
I mean, okay, MD12's match was already over. We took AC10s. We took 2 AC10s per bushwhacker, and we believed that the pinpoint damage would afford us, an easy mech pickoff early on. Of course, AC10s, they are a little bit slow. I still believe they are a little bit slow, and it's a hit or miss kind of thing. You miss an AC10 shot, and it's gonna afford you, just too much cooldown, too much time wasted. But in this situation for White Knight Legion, they could have just brought LB10s and MPLs. LFE on those mechs, you just push in straight to any team, and they should crumble. Especially when Dropship 4 is playing a little bit too safe. So yeah, you see, well, I mean, Draven, could you give us a lowdown on the
Sure.
damage? I'll do
Give me a
that.
second here. Just got the cheer. Pasting that. And here we go. And for Dropship 4, winners for this round, Pilot Error with 477 damage. Sayo with 534. Yin Yang Spinny Thing 336. Gik with 345. Sinius with 150. Cyclone Jack with 276. But that's strange. I'll match score him a little bit lower. But on White Knight Legion's side here, looks like Windscape managed to do the most damage for White Knight Legion at 417 damage. Saiso 88 with 397 damage. Skull Derek with 386 damage. 514 with 193. Kamikaze with 158, and Mr. Soma. Yeah, that was quite predictable with 446 damage because he was backshotted on the torso there, almost right off the bat.
Well, okay. Well, you want to switch over to
Indeed,
the
let's
map?
switch to the map strat. Last map as well. But we will look at this previous drop here. Quick look.
All right. So what we have from Dropship 4 on Team 2, they did the same thing. They took Kappa, and then they held that little crossroad here. Give me a sec. They held that crossroad again once they saw White Knight Legion taking towards Epsilon side, going to Delta 5. They got scouted out. They took Theta. All Dropship 4 did was they took Delta 4 in that little circle right there, trading with the bushwhackers of White Knight Legion. When that happened, you saw Pilot Error moving towards Echo 4, hitting the mechs that were right on this area. And you saw Astenius going one whole round, hitting White Knight Legion in the back. So that's the thing. I do believe if you're bringing mechs that are almost of the same tonnage, you are going to have to commit to a push because you don't have the tactical flexibility of lighter mechs, and you don't have the holding power of heavier mechs, which is what we saw in Dropship 4. They held the line in Delta 4, traded with bushwhackers. As they jammed, you saw Pilot Error, Inging Spinning Tank just hitting them from the sides. So Astinus taking them from the back. Once a single mech or two mechs are turned towards a different angle, you could easily push in from Delta 4. The line mechs could easily just ram in deep for One Night Legion.
That UZEAL going down pretty early really hurt them in terms of flexibility because they couldn't send one mech to clear out Echo 4 or Delta 5 because everyone was focused, expecting a Dropship 4 push from Delta 4, which eventually happened after they had a 2 mech advantage.
Well, I do believe that all these mechs, they could probably have gotten one streak mech to defend the flanks of the bushwhackers. Because I mean, if you look at it this way, the bushwhackers they're kind of stuck. They're kind of stuck to either forward or back for angles that they cannot take. The trebuchet could have just easily held that angle and allowed the bushwhackers to just push forward and not be worried about getting hit in the back and getting
I
their
think
weapons traded out.
streaks is a bad idea, especially the trebuchet, because it's a large mech and you have buildings that you can actually hide away from the streaks. So with that, I'm not entirely sure if that would have been a good idea, but maybe instead of the Ultra 10s, I wouldn't have. It wouldn't be a good idea because A, you have jamming issues. B, they spread because they shoot. I believe it was 2 pellets, or was it one? Yeah, 2 pellets.
2 pellets, yep. 2 pellets
And
each.
you can easily twist that compared to
Uh,
a shorter burst of MPLs. But you are able to twist MPLs as well. Just it's more reliable.
I'm going to
Go ahead.
interrupt you again because they're both
All
ready. They're
right.
both locked.
No worries. And how
Ready?
about yeah, we're ready. But what do you think about that, Fez?
Let's go.
In that
I mean, Theta is death. They went Theta, and it doesn't matter what you do after that. You've got too many angles to cover. You can bring the right mechs, you can bring the right builds. I don't think they brought either in this case, but the middle is terrible.
And the final drop, folks.
Definitely.
Rimblexes. Oh boy, let's
2-2 for all the marbles.
Good jobs all around.
Definitely unexpected turnarounds on both sides. And
Alright, I'm gonna set up the...
alright, and we are in the game. Looks like, let's see here. On team 1, we have WKL with 2 Warhammer 6 Deltas and 2 Commando 2 Deltas and 1 Zeus and 1 Wolverine 6K. Zeus is a 9S. And how about your side with Dropship 4? What do you see there, Honor Wolf?
Well, I can see one Battlemaster 2C, one Stalker 5S, one Wolfhound, one Vulcan, one Assassin 23. You have one more Wolfhound from EM's design. So it does seem like they're going to do this, you could say, harass and largely.
Yep, the Fox 11
Yep,
strat. Stack everybody up there.
And we have 2 Commandos doing the scouting thing. Oh, they're gonna encounter those Wolverine.
I see
Wolfhound,
something. I see something from Act 64. His stalker is 2 medium lasers, 4 ER large, and 2 LRM 10. Okay, but we really do see a complete fight going on. Wolfhound Vulcan against an assassin versus 2 Commander 2Ds. These Commander 2Ds have to run.
The assassin has streaks on it.
Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
You're gonna run down a commando. A streak assassin's a very good mech to do it in. So.
And the worst part of the commando is that some of your weapons are your arms, and those streaks really do go for arms, go for everything, and it's not gonna work well for the commanders.
Oh no, this is not good. This is not looking good for WKL. The heavies got distracted, and also the heavies are ER larges. So yeah, they can't afford to look backwards. They gotta press W.
This is a situation where I believe the lights were
Yeah,
being too aggressive. I mean, if you spot three lights coming, like, something like a Wolfhound, something like an Assassin or Vulcan, you have to run. There's no way you're gonna fight that out. And even then, with this current build right now, all White Knight Legion really needs to do is they have to hold caps. They have to use commandos to go for caps.
and the
They have to hold
commandos
the.
are significantly beat up right now.
I really don't like them stopping and trying to trade through this corner. They need to get up and take that high ground to enforce the fact that they've got to cross 600 meters of open ground.
I mean, here's a classic situation where you don't see your enemy, and therefore you don't have the information that you need
Yeah,
to.
that was the Epsilon issue there. Yeah.
And okay, Derek finally spots a wolfhound on site, and hopefully, hopefully the main force would rotate towards where Derek is right now. But I do believe that they are trying to hold that lane down. I don't know why. If you're ER large laser, you need significantly more range to work
And
with. You need the flexibility of
this,
terrain, and being stuck in a corner like that where you can't see
yeah,
Estinius in the corner right
that's
there. That's
really
dangerous for them.
dangerous indeed.
I mean, right now it
Mm.
looks like a standstill, right? And you have a chance of just getting one of the mechs to go, especially one of the damage commandos. You have a chance to get Kappa
Yeah, I think the
because you're
commandos
already
is
damaged. What are you gonna do as a significantly damaged
indeed,
commando?
but it looks like they're just trying to cover Scott Derrick and that front there. While we have heavies, the two heavies here, including Yondu with the assault.
Yandu
He
always
is.
in
Yeah,
his specialty. Yeah?
that's a bit tricky there. I mean, if the Dropship 4 actually sent a guy just roundabout behind Gamma, caught out possibly in that situation. But
I mean, okay, let's see. If you're looking from Epsilon as probably
mm,
Psycho or X, you can see four max already. That's four max are there. They're
mm,
cemented in their position. Even if Cyclone Jack stays with the group to defend against the commandos, which would be perfect. Astenias, Yin Yang, and Pilot Arrow have the perfect
I
chance
think
to just hit them in
Astinia
the
should have
backs.
went for Kappa.
That
Oh,
looks like what
there
they're
we
about
go.
to head to go do.
Oh heck yes.
Here we go.
Derek taking a shot on Pilot Arrow just to keep him busy, and then you see Yin
Yeah,
Yang just coming in with those aren't those
medium
aren't
lasers, I think.
MPLs. Okay,
Medium lasers
interesting.
on the Wolfhound. Okay. Yeah, it's both of them.
I mean, I guess it worked.
The rest of Dropship 4 needs to be engaging right now. I don't know if they can pull off Yondu's attention,
Oh
but
no.
yeah, as soon as they fall back over that ridge, they've got ER large laser support from the low ground down
And
near
things are
Gamma.
not looking good.
Now they're okay. Now you see Pilot Arrow. It's too much. You're being too aggressive right now. It's perfect time to just hit them, skirmish, run back. Now
Oh
you have the
no.
bulk of six, max
And it
hitting
looks
just
like
the light pack, and you see
yep,
Dropship 4 split.
And a lot of
half of
Dropship
their
4 is out
team.
of this fight. This
Oh
is going to go
no, this
really,
is
really
not
poorly.
looking good at
Oh,
all. Although Scout Derek and Pi.
Pilot Arrow, Yin Yang. You could possibly say that they are the more experienced players in Dropship 4, and losing just Pilot Arrow is
Mm-hmm.
really big.
But still damage numbers are fairly even. Looks like Pi is like one shot possibly, and Scout Derek really suffered from that rush there earlier, but good recovery from WKL at this point. It's a who knows what will happen in this game situation. Oh boy.
I mean, looking at the health of Psycho and Axe right now, they can't trade against any of these mechs on White Knight Legion side because Psycho is already open CT. X, I
Oh
believe,
yeah,
is almost open.
one side torso, and the Battle
Yeah,
Master is also the same.
and this just puts them at a disadvantage. Even Somaru's badly damaged, Derek's badly damaged, Pi also the same thing. You know, you can pretty much just hope for Yondu and Kami to just, bring them through. But being alive, at this point for Somaru and Derek is good.
I think they should have went for the Kappa Cap for Dropship 4 early on when they were at one position, rather than push the that flank that early. They were at that spot for at least 2 minutes. Would have been enough time to come back and forth.
They were very focused. They were very focused on trying to hold Sigma, and the whole point was to try and bait one of the commandos over there and finish him off the streak assassin. Because a lot of what White Knight's Legion's strategy with this is to sit up on Fox 11 and have control of both those caps. So for as long as D4 could deny them Sigma, they thought they were winning until this rather
no.
mistimed. And there's another one.
All right, Yondu taking
Here it
out X
comes.
already, and it's just I think it's pretty
We'll
much game
see.
right
At
now.
this point, they're sneaking off the Gamma Cap with the Wolfhound. Sorry. Um,
I mean, you could think of this as if your team wants to play a more static game, they should really do something like White Knight Legion where they stack up your heavier mechs. But if you're going to do for something more dynamic,
oh
and
no.
then you play it like Dropship 4 with
Yang Yang
that drop
just
deck,
got punished quite a
but
bit.
it also yes, Ying is
Yeah.
just getting chased down, getting hit by large
Oh,
lasers,
this
getting hit by
2v1
commanders.
here at this situation.
Uh
Let's see. Oh, and Yondu cashes in on Cyclone Jack.
oh,
Ooh,
Yondu taking out
boy.
Cyclone.
And, oh, Saiso's withdrawing. Oh, Yang Yang finally went down.
Ying Spin goes down by Kami.
And,
And you see Psycho just taking the long way around, and he has no opportunities to shoot at enemies. I think the main issue is this: when you want to trade, you shouldn't really have such opportunities where you're not doing damage, and you saw that a lot with Dropship 4. When they pick a corner, they just get
yeah,
shot.
that was unfortunate, but I'd say it was a really close game there. Holy smokes. Looks like, yeah,
Good game. Good game.
really good game. How about from your perspective, Faz?
Yeah, I mean, if D4 mistimed that push, if those lights had backed off and waited for the rest of the team to close in for the other side, they had a really good shot here. But sometimes it just doesn't work out, and you kind of saw Pilot get a little bit of bloodlust going after those ER large laser boats. Just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, he was drawn in by Scout Derek, and wow, that was quite a match.
You really had. I mean, this could have gone
Mhm.
either way, frankly, if Dropship 4 played a little bit more safe. Because, as what Fast said, they really got into the bloodlust mode where, they saw Scout Derek in Wolverine. Oh, we have to kill him. We have to kill him. We have to kill him. That's a mistake when, it comes to light piloting. Because you have to understand that, at the end of the match, you are significantly more important because of your speed and of the ability to just come in and out of trading whenever you see the opportunity.
Yeah, I think they didn't make enough of that advantage they got with really hurting that commando early on. I think playing and sending mechs to caps, knowing that you were at least got a light advantage, they really should have taken a lot more advantage of that. Wolfhounds can beat commandos one on one, so they should have spread the map more. And I mean, again, that timing push.
I do believe. I mean, okay. I mean, in a while we'll be looking at the map tactics. I have kind of an idea what they could have done easily, and Dropship 4 could have taken Alright,
I'm
Draven,
just
so what's next?
bringing up the last
Uh,
score here. Although, please remind them that we're gonna be in MWO Comp Discord for the interview. So as soon as you get into the lobby, let them know if they can provide some representative if possible, so we can just go away go I mean go rank on questions. Oh, and
yeah,
it looks like I think Soma probably, and uh
probably
okay,
Yin Yang, I guess.
Yin Yang possibly.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything
Okay,
though, so I'm not too sure. I mean, let's look at the
okay,
MW tactics first, I guess, until
no
Yin Yang
worries.
replies. Yeah, but you can see from Bravo lens of White Knight Legion, that was their two commandos. They ran up straight to Golf 8 just to, you could say, a little bit aggressive of a early scout, because in any point of the match, these two commandos could have taken gas station first, Hotel 6. You know, you can spot if they're running from Hamburger Hill down into Fox 7, Fox 8. If you see them there, in no way would you want to move towards Golf 8, because you kind of have the idea and image where your enemies are supposed to be right now. Relay that information, save your health, and ensure that you can, have a greater impact in the game.
Hunter, hold up here.
Oh,
Draven,
am,
you're on the wrong screen.
am I on the wrong screen? Isn't it map tactics?
Yes. Yeah, but you're showing us
Oh,
MWO,
that's
the lobby.
sorry. Yeah, that's because the shared screen, but I'm actually showing the viewers the OBS map strat right now. Sorry, Fez, but you do have the link, so
Okay,
Oh,
you're good.
yeah, fastest links. All right. Yeah, but I mean, if you saw that, just withdraw. Uh, as long as you're not within one sector away from your Vulcans, your Wolfhounds, or that assassin in general, you should be able to run away as commando and get back to your main force. That's saving those two commandos would mean that WKL really would have the game in the bag, because once the trading starts with White Knight Legion and the heavy MX of Dropship 4, commanders could have just, you could possibly leave one with the main force to screen against the light pack, or you could just have Derek do it and run two commandos and hit them from the backs, and then just push them straight up. Dropship 4, in contrast, from where they were at Epsilon, they wanted to do
yeah.
a two-prong push, correct? Leaving Cyclone Jack with the main force or the trading force, Yin Yang, Pilot Aaron, Astinius running back towards Fox 10 to hit Derek, Pi 14, and Saiso. In that situation, once they have taken Derek down to possibly, open Derek up, they could have retreated a little bit, because that meant that White Legion will have to move up from that little lane in Hotel 9, Hotel 10, right here, into Golf 10, which they did. And that was a perfect time where your whole team split up. But Dropship 4 didn't take advantage of that.
Eh,
What Dropship 4 was really trying to do was, once, because they already had capped Sigma, and while they were expecting them to send one of the commandos up, and they had quite an ambush set up in Fox 9 and Echo 9 with the Streak Assassin ready to hunt them down. They just never sent the commando up there, so Dropship 4 felt like they
all
had to
right,
push.
and instead of
Agreed. And
MWO Comp, I've sent Soma a group invite conversation. Hello, Soma, Mr. Soma. And
Hello.
yes, so wait,
I'm
is
not
Yin Yang even
sure,
joining us?
but I'll see if find him.
Okay, I mean, shall we just wait for Yin Yang to come in before we start
I'm gonna try to add him, well, if possible. Oh, and again, I need to basically show the previous score. Yondu definitely did a lion amount of damage there.
The
Holy
lion's
smokes,
share of
I'd
the
say.
damage. We mean he was damage farming Yondu.
You know, he
Oh,
actually said, "I'm
wait.
just here to farm
Is
damage."
that the right one? Yeah.
Just dropping strike
851 damage from Yondu, and Kamikaze Viking with 724.
Release the Z.
Mr. Soma himself, 419. Scout Derek with 297. Saiso with the Commando 2 Delta, 131. And Pi was 26 there. But, let's see.
Hey Draven, could you could you
Yep, I'm trying to
invite
look for
Yin
him now.
Yang to
Hasn't
Got
accepted
it.
friend invite yet.
You can just send an
Oh,
invite to
yeah,
join a
I'm
group DM.
trying to.
Why aren't you using the comms?
Sharing screens
Because
with
we're
Fez,
sharing
and
scenes with
I
Fez.
promised Fez first, and then sorry, Honor Wolf wanted to chime in too, so
You didn't even spell his
whoops.
name right.
Well,
You're missing
What?
the U.
yeah, I was trying to
It's okay.
trying
It's
to
American
do
spelling. It's fine.
20 things at once. Sorry.
All right. No. Anyway,
Oh, you
Draven,
got him.
Yin Yang's already
Nice.
here. You want to start off
Hey
with?
guys, once again, fantastic matches here. Yin Yang, you here?
So,
Yeah.
So,
shall we start off with drop?
let's relook at drop one if possible. Yeah,
Did you say re?
And this was a quite an interesting battle. Even though it was WKL's win, but what was your thinking with the particular mechs and strat for your end at for Dropship 4?
We chose a brawl deck. We chose dual Zeus's kind of for a little bit of variety with a loadout that we felt confident with, and then some light medium-ish
Yeah, I
elements.
was a bit mystified by the Goose pick though. Isn't it a little bit less tanky compared to let's say the Victor 9S with AC20 and SRM setup, or am I mistaken with that assumption?
The Zeus has a lot more raw HP, but it does tend to lose its weapons quite easily.
Yeah, I mean that's what we really saw very early on because um, since we took note of it, the Zeuses they don't have that much armor and it's mostly structure. So even when you can tank with the missile arm or the stank arm, you end up just losing out the MRM40 very early on, and you're just left with 6 medium lasers. And couple that with the fact that the Zeus doesn't have jump jets on a map that's very much dominated by its verticality.
Sometimes
Okay.
so, sometimes
But
not.
that is true because
I understand.
Majestic 12 actually did a roughneck drop, and we were fairly successful with that. If you recollect.
Oh, that's the same as our drop too. We were heavy mech.
Yeah, yeah.
Heavy, so to speak.
Sorry,
Without
stepping
jump jet.
backwards a bit. on drop one, Mr. Somaru. What were you thinking with that drop? With that winning strategy there?
Kill them.
I think I think from the map tactics, Samaru is just we do the normal thing that we do, just take center. We see center is no one, we just flank from the
Yeah,
side.
it looked
Done.
like you were kind of Alpha and Charlie split, so we were maybe expecting maybe a cap flank or a quick cap of that, but eventually it just went into a big brawl. So yeah, I guess.
You were expecting
Uh,
Oh,
complex
of
stars from
course.
me of all people.
So.
I mean, you brought Lerm.
Oh yes.
Definitely not.
Okay. In any way, Yin Yang, I need to ask a question because, what are your thoughts? Because you brought assassins. When it comes down to having a light/medium pack, you brought assassins for SRMs instead of something like map pulses, knowing that there's always a chance because of the verticality of the enemy side also having something like a light or medium pack.
Are we talking about drop one?
Yes, we're still talking about drop one.
So we use basically all of our assassins and all of our Vulcans across the whole drop deck. So it's not necessarily all about that first map. We had one Vulcan, two assassins in that first drop. The major thing that happened basically that game was that their mediums ran amok behind our Zeuses and killed our bigs before we killed their bigs.
Do you think that you guys, you could say, reviewed the Zeuses a little bit too early instead of having something like a scout to note where their positions were?
No, not really. I called the Zeuses to push when their one Thanatos was like 260 meters from me.
I understand. All right.
Fez, do you have
Shall
any
we move on to drop two
questions
driven?
or you would like to point out something? Go ahead.
My question. Oh, my biggest question is going to be on drop 2 is White Knight Legion. How did you feel about taking that firing line at Delta 5 versus the low ground Roughnecks? You guys didn't seem to trade too well there.
Originally, when they eventually moved into a spot where we could have pushed, I made the call to push into them, like when they were mostly to our left, but that didn't happen, and our Thanatoi were kind of torn up. So yeah, after that we just got mopped up, and we didn't bring an awesome. That might have been our problem there. We need an awesome.
Go away, so.
And
That did
Awesome.
that did seem to
But-
be a running theme going through this, that you guys really didn't push into Dropship 4 nearly as much as they pushed into you.
Yeah, I was hoping that they'd overextend and we could push into them because lasers, close range. It's going to be a lot less heat efficient than like LBX 40 and SRMs to the face.
Very solid.
Okay, so all right, since we already talked about One Legion, for Dropship 4, you guys actually did a very good positioning with that one roughneck with large lasers. But I did notice that Psycho in his Grasshopper was down low on the low ground with the other two roughnecks. What was the reason?
To begin with, he wasn't down on the low ground. He was actually up on the high side, poking from the Epsi Ridge, and then
Oh no, that was
wanted
that was
to-
later on. But on the
Right.
initial, yeah,
We
before
just
the
wanted to
rotation
slowly
happened.
kind of take over the Epsi corner, and then it just kind of opened up our shots.
Definitely well done, I would say, because that one roughneck stayed up top, rotated along the high ground, and then just hit them from one side, while the Grasshopper hit them from the other side. Very well done. Somaru, I have a question for you as well, actually. You had Yondu taking that flank. I thought it was very late, and I believe he was also alone. Could you have afforded another, Vulcan or Light to, push with him to get a flank on the long range mech?
Possibly, possibly not. Depends on how D4 would reacted to that, or how focused they were on removing my the other or Windscape's faces.
Fast?
I was
Any
wondering,
Fast and Driven?
what
Anything?
was the Was there any issues with the LBX-20 shooting down at the Roughnecks? Or I was thinking about that possible issue that might have occurred when they were at the very low portion of the valley there. Is that an issue, Soma? Yeah. Oh,
LBX-20s?
okay.
Nope, there wasn't an issue. I was landing all my shots. They were just spreading
Indeed.
a little bit more than I'd have liked.
A lot of spread
Just-
damage when you're shooting from 300 plus.
Just push him for it.
Well,
That's what I said, forehead.
let's
Everyone
see.
yelling.
Let's see the crab rush that wasn't the
Indeed.
crab rush.
Yeah.
Drop tree,
That's very
indeed.
interesting.
These are trap crabs.
It was I don't know. Actually, before we
Yeah, it
ask
wasn't
about
quite a
why
rush.
the crabs didn't rush, I think I want to ask Ing Yang. You guys brought rocket launcher 20s and a Warhammer 7S. I understand the archer. You guys want the armor from it. Perfectly fine pick. Weird, but I understand the logic. But the Warhammer 7S had you guys brought rocket launchers instead of something like just straight up pulse vomit.
It was actually both. It was pulse vomit plus rocket launchers.
Yeah, I know. But
There
it
was
wasn't.
it was basically we sacrificed one medium pulse laser for a rocket 60.
It was the
We
7S.
felt like it. We felt like it would be strong because we either faced teams on Solaris that brought really large mechs like Annihilator decks, to where the rockets could very easily chew through that armor, or we face decks like kind of like the one that we brought with the massive warhammers or roughnecks and whatnot. It was basically just to try and chew up some armor, and still have pulse vomit to back it up.
All right. I could understand that sentiment actually because and in that same fact, if we look at if White Knight Legion had pushed as you would have wanted them to, those rocket launchers could have probably taken out licks pretty early on.
Yeah, I actually didn't use mine until the very end of the match when they kind of started tying the noose. There was one missed call on that map that I think kind of that we threw the map. Otherwise, I feel like honestly we were right in the game.
Yeah,
If
it was
not,
a
could have won
really
it.
close match on that third drop. Um, it felt like at that moment where the crabs were too much passive, and they could have pushed in a little bit sooner. Although, what was that whole situation going on in that third drop there, Mr. Soma? Wanna enlighten us? Tree.
Drop 4, Galaxy
That was
Brain
the
and being
crab.
too passive. Drop 3, oh, we were just hoping to, we were just hoping to trap them and like get them in a place where we can just push into them, not care about our own health. We kind of did,
Ah, okay.
and then we did a split push.
Yeah,
They were in such a close group together that it was easy to strike them as well.
well, you got one kill and you didn't push. Then you got Cyclone Jack below 50% and didn't push, and I felt like you just stayed there entirely too long.
We wanted to make sure our bases were covered, like our rear ends, before we just threw our face on the keyboard.
That's understandable.
Yep. I mean, discipline, I guess. Very disciplined move.
Because Solaris is still a city map that's still being worked out, all the best places to do stuff. So we didn't want to leave any loose ends before we just literally just face rolled the keyboard to victory.
And was there anything else,
Yeah, I
Fez, that
understand.
you would like to ask from both team captains?
Not
Drop
really.
4 it
Let's
is.
take a look at
Wow,
drop 4.
what a match that drop 4! Holy smokes! um,
Let's we're talking about those UX from White Knight.
yeah, that was an interesting situation there, Mr. Soma. What is going on with that mindset, if you don't mind us asking?
tanky DPS, and then we galaxy brained. Just
Yeah.
stood still. By the time I was like, all right, let's push out that side, my butt was removed forcibly
Oh,
by
yeah.
LBX 20s,
That
like instantly.
early death was that was bad. Eh.
It just like it grew bigger. There's nothing I could do. I'm like,
So-
well, I'm dead.
I mean, in that situation, you guys were okay. What if you guys brought something like LB10s and MPLs? I mean, you guys were in the planning process of that as well.
And apparently, nobody had them when I was calling for it, even though
Oh.
people who suggested it didn't have it.
Ah, I see. All right. I guess that does make sense. But in that same vein, like if you guys had MPLs and two MPLs and LB10s, you guys would have pushed in, and I've seen the cohesion in your team. I've seen your abilities to work well together, do well in a brawl. You guys could have taken that with that other.
Like I said, galaxy
And
brain.
Yep, Galaxy Brain.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Also for this drop, right? Yin Yang. I noticed that you guys did hold the line in Delta 4 in that little corner where you could shoot at about two. You have two bushwhackers hitting you, and you could just trade with them with heavier max. But it took some time for Pilot Arrow to either Pilot Arrow or you to actually go to the sites to hit, other bushwhackers.
Yeah, we were looking at basically opportunities to side poke. It took a little bit for us to get there, but our one light in that drop did a very good job of continuously scouting with UAVs, and then we're able to get their side and delete a couple mechs from their side without having to push in. And then once they were down a couple mechs, then the call was to push in with the LB20s and mop up.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. But would it have been possible? Actually, would it have been better for you guys to just push in the moment, like let's say you and Pilot Arrow made about 2 or 3 bushwhackers turn to your side?
No, not really. Because then we're pushing into a full team instead of a team that's down a mech or two.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They were still lobbing strikes through then.
Yeah, we were still able to get strikes out and still able to have scouting to know that they were not like leaving another door or anything like that.
Yeah. All right. I understand that.
Fez, how about
right.
you?
Any more questions?
Okay, let's
Let's get to drop
let's
5.
look at drop 5. Wow, what a match, man. I'd say it was a close call for both sides, but in the end, WKL it took this match home. What?
That match was a bit weirder than I was expecting.
By farming.
Well, let's start with that commando that got
Yeah,
caught out
Pi
early.
14.
Golf 8.
What?
Yeah, Pi 14.
It's
Yeah.
So we found out there were streaks. We were like, run! Get back here.
I mean,
Really get them down fast enough.
Even if they wait, hold on. Were they running ECM? Did anyone?
Okay.
Both commandos were stealth.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. So even then, when the commandos found the light pack going on, why did they trade?
Like,
What?
Why trade
Because
instead of
they
running
traded.
away?
They traded for a while. They actually traded for about 15 to 20 seconds before starting to run, and that really took Pi 14 down to 30, 40.
They didn't hear us the first 3 times.
Right. All right. So then in the same vein, for Dropship 4, you guys, I would say you guys did a spectacular move by flanking around Fox 10. Then you guys got too aggressive from going for that Wolverine. Tell me your thoughts on it.
Well, the biggest question is, what were the heavies doing while the lights were trying to take the hill?
Definitely. We were discussing
The
that.
heavies were, yeah, the heavies were just basically holding the corners so that they wouldn't relocate or push the corner. The lights, I saw a chance to get after the Wolverine. We were able to arm it, but it took too long, and that was just kind of the ending spell for that one. It just took a little bit too long. There was a couple calls again in that game that were so, and we just didn't. Even to start the game, we probably should have had that light gank, to be honest. And just things didn't go our way as per what we wanted.
Yeah, our lights after as soon as the streaks were about, they kind
Yeah,
of didn't do much.
they were quite passive. Yeah. Go ahead.
Agree. To think about it, Yin Yang, would you say that Pilot and you are the, I guess, leader and second in command of the current drop, or of all 5 drops that you?
Myself and Astinius are probably the two more so drop callers. Pilot is more of just an eyes here and there.
Because you had a situation where I was speculating that since you were the team leader, or maybe Pilot was team leader, that in the Green Plexus drop, that you guys would have a problem with a split push because your main force didn't know that they were supposed to push in when you were busy piloting or doing your best, just getting killed.
So we attempted to split push there at the end when we felt we had an opportune time, and I think the bigs were just a little bit too slow on getting to the corner and weren't really in position to do so. Things just came a little bit slow. But there was a couple calls there in the middle of that game, a couple of decisions that probably could have been cleaned up, obviously.
Fair enough.
White Knight, you guys never took Sigma during that game. Was there a reason you didn't?
Our lights were very fragile, and we knew they would have had Overwatch and ganked the lights immediately, anyways. I figured we'd keep a stronger position that we had instead of giving it up to possibly, just take Sigma.
Well, they were ready for an F9. I just didn't know if you guys knew that or not.
Oh, but we figured as much. We were just baiting. If we bait them into our firing line, we'd have had a superior advantage there. Superior advantage? I don't know.
I mean, at the end of it could be drop decks. It really could have been that one pick off that was a little bit too aggressive in Foxten. But frankly speaking, I thought that this was one of the better drops in the host. In this fight, very well done from both teams in the ability to realize when to push or when to come back, when to skirmish, and all
Yeah,
that.
fantastic game,
Well done.
guys. Really appreciate allowing us to cast your game. Both Mr. Soma and Yang Yang Sping.
Take the casting.
Yeah, thanks for casting. I knew it was kind of a challenge this week. We got our 2 scrims in, which helped a lot, kind of gave us some more eyes. But then again, we were kind of pinholed into one day, one time. And people had to make some sacrifices to be here, and
it was fantastic. 3-2 situation in the end, fighting nail and teeth were given and toes were ripped apart there. But yes, definitely fantastic games.
Good job.
Fez, do you have anything else to add in, or
It was great to watch.
all right?
Great.
Yeah, in the end.
Somebody's got to lose.
Do we have any
It's rough.
last words? Go ahead.
Hey, it's 1,000 MC.
Yeah,
1,000
5,000.
MC regardless. for
5,000 each
Dropship
match.
4.
Yep. And do we have any last words from the team captains for this match here?
I'm sorry for not bringing the awesome.
Bring the awesome next
And how
time.
about you?
There's that.
Stop getting wrecked in Uzi.
Sorry, Yin Yang, do you have anything? Okay. Thank you.
Nope,
And
not really.
thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great evening. In about go ahead.
There's going to be one more game cast here in
2
about
hours 20 minutes.
2
It's
hours 20 minutes.
Furia versus. Let me take a quick look. Oh yeah,
Waffle House.
definitely gonna
Oh,
be an
nice.
interesting match, guys. Just wait for a couple hours, and we will have that on the same channel.
Yay!